Welcome to the second vehicle spotlight, where I look in depth on the history, weaponry, and variants of the Imperial TIE Fighter. The Empire believed the TIE Fighter for quantity over quality. They made hundreds and thousands of these ships. Scenes like in Rogue One, where the rebellion comes out of hyperspace and thousands of TIE Fighters come out of the shield gate. Quantity over quality, that's what the Empire believed with the TIE Fighter. So I just wanted to throw that out first, because that's basically the main thing about the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter was expendable, and so were the pilots. So let's get into its history. After the formation of the Empire, Republic technology was still used approximately till 6 to 7 years after the Empire's creation. But 5 years after the Empire's creation, the TIE Fighter was introduced, and it was only rewarded to high-ranking officers and Imperial loyalists that deemed themselves worthy. It was to replace the ARC-170 starfighter, which eventually it did. But the ARC-170 was still used by Imperial forces during this time. During the time of its creation, the TIE Fighter was the most powerful ship out there, but later down the road, it would be surpassed by a lot of other variants. So far, this is really the only history we know of the TIE Fighter. We know it was introduced 5 years after Order 66. We know it replaced the ARC-170 and was rewarded to high-ranking officers for the time that it was introduced in. And after a few years after that, it was the backbone of the Imperial Navy. They made thousands, just kept pumping them out every single day. Quantity over quality. We will probably learn more about the TIE Fighter's origins later, but that's all we know right now. Now let's get into the TIE Fighter's weaponry. TIE Fighter stands for Twin Ion Engine. Well, basically, 2 engines. Simple as that. 2 engines, and it had 2 lasers on the bottom of its cockpit. Later down the road, the Twin Ion engines would be replaced by a more advanced Twin Ion engine. So, just saying, somewhere between 6 or 8 years after the Empire's creation, it was replaced to become faster. The TIE Fighter lacked the hyperdrive, which means it could not go into hyperspace by itself, and it had no shields, which means anyone shooting at it could destroy it. Again, they pumped these things out so fast they didn't care about shields or hyperdrives, because that would make it expensive. All they cared about was quantity, which is, in my opinion, why the Empire failed. And honestly, that's it. There's nothing really to the TIE Fighter weaponry-wise. It's one of the most basic ships ever created in Star Wars. Now let's get into the fun part, the variant. In Legends, there's literally like hundreds of variants. There's like, I know one TIE Fighter who has 1 wing and 2 of those cockpits on each side of the wing. That's a TIE Fighter. Just imagine that in your head. That's a thing. So let's get into the canon variants, because the canon variants are more realistic. First off is the TIE Fighter. Of course, it's what this spotlight is on. Then it comes the TIE Interceptor, the TIE Defender, the TIE Bomber, the TIE Bomber boarding shuttle, which is seen in Rogue One for just a split second. I'll probably throw up an image of what I'm talking about right now. TIE Advanced prototype that was used by Imperial Inquisitors, the TIE Advanced that was used by Darth Vader, the TIE Striker, the TIE Lander, and the TIE Reaper. The TIE Lander is seen in Rogue One for a split second. It's basically the same exact thing as the TIE Striker, but a little more advanced. And the TIE Reaper is seen just for literally 3 seconds in one scene. So yeah, I'll throw up images of what all those TIEs look like while I'm talking about them. So yeah, that was the spotlight for the TIE Fighter. What ship/vehicle do you want to see next? Comment down below what you want to see. And if you missed last week's episode, I did a spotlight on the X-Wing, which I'll have annotated in my outro and in the description below. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, blast a like, and all that good stuff. And if you are new, why don't you subscribe for all things Star Wars? This is the First Order, signing out.